Hello, my fellow readers. Today I'm going to be talking about that series that I cannot say the name of. Mieruko-Chan? Is that right? I don't know. So I read through the first 5 volumes of this series. It's a very like light, easy read, full of creepiness, if that makes sense. So I will. I'll read the back of volume 1 and see if it helps at all. This is such a strange little series. So the back reads, a normal girl was living a normal life until she wasn't. One day she could see everything. What's a girl to do when hideous monsters appear no matter which way she turns? And on top of that, nobody else can see them. Obviously, there's only one thing that makes sense. Ignore them. Kinda hard to put theory into practice, though, when the ghosts know she's watching. So yeah, this is about a girl, our main character, Mieruko-Chan, and Mieruko-Chan can see the spirits around her, the really creepy... Okay, I'll leave it at the spirits around her because not all of them are creepy, which kind of throws like a Sixth Sense type curveball at us. And if you don't know that movie reference, like, go watch the movie. It's been out for years. And the thing is, she can see these spirits, but she has to pretend that she doesn't see them. Twofold reason. One is so that they don't give her more attention than she wants, because they'll seek out that attention from her, knowing that they can be seen, which could be dangerous, because there are a lot of creepy spirits. And 2, of course, she doesn't want to appear weird to everybody else around her. As the creepy girl that is talking to things nobody else can see. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get as into this series or be taken out of the series, because there was an ecchi element when it first started that I was worried would get too over the top. And like, I don't mind if it's thrown in here and there, but I was worried. I'm like, oh, please don't let this like turn into like something uber overdone. Luckily, it seems like they throw that in there every once in a while, more for, you know, the laughs of it than this just being a pervy thing. So we're good. I'm not going to go into that like it was fine. But most of it centers around Miko's best friend, Hana. Hana seems to attract the spirits, but she's also that portrayal of like the busty, ditzy girl kind of thing, so you can imagine etchiness involved when there's a busty, dopey female character. So there you go. You want to see it, you can see Hana. But due to Hana attracting the spirits like that, Miko is kind of like always having to deal more with the spirits, like trying to help get Hana away from the spirits, but not let the spirits know that she sees them. So it's this very like complex, weird relationship that's happening with all of them, because Hana doesn't know that Miko can see these things, or that the things are around her or are doing these things to her. So there's this weird kind of relationship there. The spirits are kind of creepy looking, which I did enjoy that art piece in it. I thought it was really good. And I don't know all of their motives, so that kept it going as well, because are they going to seek out hurting the girls and the other people around them? I don't know. I think as it went on, when it first started, you could tell that the series started as kind of a... I'm trying to remember, was it like Twitter or something that the author published it on? As like, kind of like on a whim, but then it took off and people were like, no, we want this. And then it got published. I think that's what they said. It's in the story's in there, so you can see how the creation started. But you can also tell like the story starts to become a full story that interconnects as it goes on. You get like, oh, okay, then now this is happening, and you end up with recurring characters and an actual plot storyline. So I was worried in the first one that it was going to be more more episodic and not really make sense, but it does start to all piece together and make sense. And again, I think that's based on the origins of the story more so than anything else. Like, I don't think it reflects anything on the author. I think it was just that how it started, it wasn't originally going to be what it's becoming. So now it has more of a full story, and I do enjoy it. I think it's pretty good. I will say the one thing I kind of referenced, like there's the Sixth Sense kind of reveal at the end of volume 1. I was kind of disappointed that it hasn't touched on that since. So there's like this big reveal, and I was anticipating there to be more mention of it within volume 2 or maybe later. As of volume 5, I haven't seen it come back into play with the storyline, but a big part of me is wondering if that's why Miko can do what she does or see what she sees. But I haven't had like a clue on it, and so I'm kind of tossed about how I feel, because it was just kind of like thrown at us, but not more fully delved into. It was also kind of sad. So prepare yourself for the end of volume 1. I guess if you're good at putting yourself in other people's shoes, even when you're reading and they're fictional, it might hit you harder, or depending on your personal experience with things. But I liked it. I think that reveal at the end of volume 1 was kind of what hooked me, because I was like, oh, this can go deeper. There does look like there's more meat on this bone. So yeah, that hit. I hope that we get some more of that storyline as it goes on, or maybe see more about it. There are some fun things too that when it's first introduced, I wasn't sure like why or where this was going. But then they end up being recurring characters that you like to visit and see. So there was a whole incident where like they rescued this kitten, and then they're trying to get the kitten adopted. And this one guy comes up, and Miko's like, no, not that guy. And I think he turns out to be... I don't want to get into that. Okay, we'll go back. But then another guy comes up, and Miko's like, yeah, give him to that guy. And it's actually one of the more touching ones where like he had a wife and 2 cats. And the 2 cats are still surrounding him. They're little like ghost cats. And so he actually was a good adopter for the little kitten, because he had experience with cats. He loved his cats, but also like the spirits of his cats kind of guide him on taking care of the kitten, and it's really cute. And there is like more story with his wife who passed away. I don't want to give too much away. Like there's also like, there's more that kind of ties in with that whole cat story, and I don't want to get too into it, but there's like a whole Miko's teacher thing, but not like her original teacher, right? Anyway, it's good. It's good. There gets to be a storyline with Hana where Hana is like just always hungry. It's like, and you're like, what? Why is she always hungry? And you do get part of what's happening there, because like her spiritual energy, I think, is depleting. So like she has to eat in order to maintain her spiritual energy. But like, why is that the case? Because even though spirits are attracted to her, why is her energy actually impacted like that? These are just things I'm curious about. I don't know if it'll ever come into play or if it's like important in the story, but it's just things that make me think. Similarly with like, why can Miko see these spirits? Is it related to the reveal at the end of volume 1? because it doesn't seem like she was born this way. Like, it seems like it's something that hit later. So it's like, why? Why did that suddenly happen? As I kind of said, there is a deeper storyline that's getting revealed that involves, like, this temple that Hana and Miko end up visiting, but the temple isn't actually there. So it's like, how were they able to see it? And what are they trying to get from those two? And is it the both of them? And so are they interconnected? Like the fact that Hana loses her spiritual energy and Miko can see the spirits. Is all of this interconnected? I mean, I'm guessing yes, because there's a plot and storyline happening here. But it's just, these are things I was reading. It was keeping me engaged and wanting to read, because it's like, why are these things happening, and how are they connected, and what's the story? So I think there's definitely a lot to this series, more so than it seems like when you first read volume 1. And again, I get that because it didn't start off necessarily as like a serious thing, and then it was like, yeah, we can actually build a story out of this and have it published. So I'm just fascinated by it. I think it's very interesting and compelling. Again, the etchiness didn't reach a part that bothered me, so that was nice, because sometimes I just get sick of it, and I'm sorry. If you're into that humor and whatever, fine. It's just, for me personally, sometimes I'm more into the story than like stupid gag humor. Like occasionally in there, that's fine, but not a constant barrage of it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to keep reading with this one, because I've gotten through 5 volumes and I enjoyed them very much. So I will keep on with it. I do think the art's pretty cool. I don't know if there's anything I want to show. It's just funny, like, half the time that she seems so depressed. Oh, not that one. There's a ghost in there that's facial anatomy matches like female anatomy. I'm like, I'm not going to show that one. But in general, there's just a lot of like creepy. Oh, see, like this one I'm talking about with the poor friend Hana. She gets accosted a lot. Like, could you see that side? I don't know. Poor Hana. So that's where like some of the etchiness comes in. It's just like poor Hana. Anyway, I'll keep reading. I'll keep going. If my thoughts change on the series, probably do an update. But for now, I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to keep reading it. So until next time, bye.